Tonight, the SFL Network proudly comes from the gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri, the site where the Houston Hyenas come in on a surging pattern. The winners of 3 of their last 4, they walk in against a Gladiators team who is struggling, losing their last 2. St. Louis looking to get off the schneid in front of their home crowd at Budweiser Stadium. It's Houston. It's St. Louis. Who's it going to be getting one over the 500 mark? This is the SFL Network, and it's presented by APM Music, and it starts right now. Welcome in to Budweiser Stadium, site of this Week 7 matchup. It is the 3-3 Houston Hyenas taking on the St. Louis Gladiators of the same record. Chris Curtis, Jimmy Stevens along with you, Neon on stats for a primetime Week 7 matchup. Both these teams looking to get to 4-3.
Yeah, I hope you guys like Smash Mouth football because you've got 2 of the top 5 running teams today. You're going to see a lot of banging heads, banging skulls. Hope you're excited. I know I am.
It should be a lot of fun as we get into it. A couple of relatively unknown signal callers in this game tonight. For Houston, it's Ahmed Chima, and for St. Louis, it is Dylan Asio. And Dylan, 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions with a 68% completion percentage. He's been pretty good, but the touchdown to interception ratio, of course, has to change for St. Louis to be successful.
Yeah, both these guys are struggling a little bit, and they're both rookie quarterbacks, so it's going to take some time. But they're doing well. These are both run-based offenses, anyhow, so they're not expected to put the ball or the game on their shoulders and win the game.
You said that right off the hop. Warren Murray for Houston has been dynamite for them last week. 178 total yards, had a touchdown in their loss to the Sharks. Sharks playing well as well. They beat Houston fairly handily. But we are just about to get underway. Football is in the air, and the Hyenas are going to start with the football at the 13-yard line. This is going to get returned down to the 27, and out come Houston on their first possession. Ahmed Chima, of course, the signal caller for them. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions last week, just less than 60% completion for him. Behind him, he'll be handing it off again to Warren Murray. Single back, Murray is behind him. Handoff early, it'll be to the outside trying to burn the edge. It'll be a spin move, doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. And it will be 2nd and 11 as we get things started.
Yeah, this is kind of what you're going to expect out of Houston is a lot of Warren Murray with the odd throw from Ahmed Chima. Interesting to see that the St. Louis team came out in nickel right away. You wouldn't think they'd be running much nickel tonight, but they chose to on the first play of the game.
St. Louis in the brown uniforms, Houston in the white with burgundy trim. This will be another handoff to Murray, and he will get his yard back, but no further than that. 3rd and 10 upcoming. They got to get to the 40-yard line for a first, but they are threatening a 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, not the way you want to start the game, especially after the way they played last week against San Francisco. You think they want to start off with a big bang, try and get their offense going. We'll see what happens here. 3
bunch to the left. That's at the top of your screen. Chima going to try to find the air on 3rd down. Plenty of blocking. He'll throw to the left. That is a catch, and it is 4th and 1. Did not quite get to the sticks. That was close. DR Sim with the catch, but it'll be 4th and 1.
Yeah, great job by the defense there to hold them to 3 and out. It's a good chance for St. Louis to jump on the lead early. And we'll see what happens here. We'll see if Denzel Diaz can tote the ball for St. Louis.
Yep, and that'll be the running back for the St. Louis Gladiators that ACO will be handing the ball off to. Punt upcoming. Ball kicked from about the 27. It'll get down to the 19. And a really, really good tackle, good coverage. And it'll be 1st and 10. The Gladiators start at the 23-yard line.
I had my last game I had the Gladiators. And the one thing you'll notice is they're still searching for some balance. Everything seems to go through Diaz right now. He's a dual threat, catching and receiving. But I think they got to start using those wide receivers a little more and trusting Dylan Asio to make some plays.
Took a look at one of those wide receivers right there, Cody Scott. As he's lined up, this will be a throw early. That is tipped and nearly intercepted. That was a deflection that ended up being very dangerous, and it will be a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I believe that was a non-contract tight end, and it looked like it bounced right off his noggin, to be totally honest. it's not signs of sure hands if you're hitting off your noodle.
Not using your head in the most efficient way available, I think is what you want to call that.
There's big Chad Tackle. Yep. Watch for him. Puts a lot of pressure up the middle.
Very appropriate name. He's been a tackle machine recently.
He has.
Chance for St. Louis. Aciel's in the gun, 2 with him. Looking to throw. Has to make a play here. He's in dangerous territory, but he'll wing a pass out to the left. They will get some yardage on this somehow, and it is 3rd and 5.
I don't think they drew that screen up like that. But, I mean, they got the yardage they were looking for. A few yards there. Make the 3rd down short. 3rd manageable, anyhow.
First time that Denzel Diaz has touched the ball, and that was the play to get it done as he gains 5. 3rd and a nickel coming. Hand off to Diaz through the middle, but a very good tackle is going to thwart that attempt. 4th and 6, and it'll be a punt for St. Louis.
Yeah, I got to question that. I've seen that a few times with some of these run-based teams at 3rd and 5, and they're running the ball. I realize that's your bell cow, but at the same time, you got to give Dylan Aciel a chance to make some first downs.
And Gladiator's going to have to punt. Punter lined up at the 12-yard line. Give Houston back the football. And this will get down to the 38. Return there, spin move. He'll get down to the 45-yard line. And that is where Houston will get the ball. We'll take a quick break for a message from the SFL.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
DR Sim, the intended target of that ball that flew well over his head on first down, but that is quite all right. 2nd and 10. They don't throw an interception, so at least something to recover on. Offset I formation here for Amichima. Handoff. Murray. Not very far to go, and that is a loss of a yard. St. Louis's defensive line gets to him in a hurry. It'll be 3rd and 11.
And again, this is much like St. Louis. I wonder if offensive coordinator / head coach Damon Simeon starts to let the reins off a little bit of Ahmed Chima. He's had him for a few weeks now. Give him a chance. He did well last week. He had 333 yards last week.
Can't put it on Murray the entire time. That's a throw deep to the right, and it will end up being another 3 and out. Aaron Arrington gets up and makes a nice play in coverage.
Yeah, and this St. Louis defense is a good defense. I mean, they're ranked 10th overall, and they're fantastic against the run. Their weak spot is actually the pass, so it'll be interesting to see what Mr. Simeon does if he starts to increase the passing with St. Louis not having as great a pass defense.
3 carries, -1 on the ground for Murray to this point. Punt going to be coming here very quickly. This one will be kicked from the 32, and St. Louis will wait back deep for the return. Caught at the 15. Nowhere to go as 2 Hyenas get to him in a hurry. And it'll be another chance for Dylan Aciel to come out and try to make a play. 1st and 10, and their 2nd possession.
Yeah, last week Aciel went 25 for 36, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he had 5 picks. So you think he's going to want to bounce back from that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 of his 6 on the season. He'd been playing pretty well before that, but really the wheels came off last week for sure. Diaz is in the backfield. Throw to the right, a little backwards pass, spin move for that. That is actually a really brave play. They put the ball in Diaz's hands, told him to make a move, and he did, and he'll get yardage.
Yeah, great job by Diaz to make the first guy miss. He got something out of nothing. Give him a little something to work with on 2nd down. See if they keep throwing the ball. If maybe they get out Diaz out in space. We'll have to see how they handle this.
We mentioned Cody Scott earlier, Nick Finch and Elijah Swaim, the other 2 targets through the air for Houston, or for St. Louis. This will be a chance going deep, right side, caught near the midfield stripe at the 46, and that is a big one for Cody Scott, his first sighting.
Great job by Dylan Seal. Put it right on a dime where only his guy could get it nice and high. Get it up there so he can jump up and grab it. That way he's above the corner and in front of the safety. Great job.
Good work. Seal finds his man. 45-yard line is where they're at, trying to get into Houston territory for the first time this evening. Split back formation for Seal. It'll be a handoff to Diaz, and he will go nowhere. Another big stop on the defensive line, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they were all over that one. Great job by the defensive line of the Hyenas. Stop them from going anywhere. Even pushed them back. I would have said that would have been lost yardage, but they're going to say it was he made the line of scrimmage.
In the gun, Seal, 2 with him. 2 at the bottom of your screen, 1 at the top, 4 on the defensive line for Houston. And it'll be a draw play right to him. And that is a carry forward. It'll be a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5, as Seal takes the direct snap.
Interesting. You don't see too many quarterback draws in the league. Good job to keep the St. Louis or the Hyenas defense off guard with that draw play. I don't know if I'd want to be putting my star quarterback in that kind of danger, but that's why I'm up in the booth.
Interesting. That was odd. I haven't seen that in quite a few called games myself. This will be Seal trying to get the ball off, and he held on to that way too long. Finally, it's going to be tackle that comes up and makes a play.
Yeah, big Chad tackle, all 320 pounds of him getting on top of the quarterback. No, or not a 3-and-out. Cut the drive short. This is kind of what I expected. A lot of defense. This is probably going to be a low-scoring game. Not that I have any problem with that.
No, it makes everything a lot more stressful and a lot more exciting for sure. Punt upcoming. St. Louis going to punt it away for the 2nd time. Should have a shot to pin the Hyenas back deep in their own territory. Decent punt. Hang time about the normal 4 seconds, and it'll be caught around the 13-yard line. And, no, 18-yard line, sorry, misread that, but the Hyenas will start off there. So their 3rd possession, not much doing on any front offensively except for the long pass by St. Louis. But these two teams really having a defensive struggle in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think the Hyenas might have got exposed last week when they played San Francisco. San Francisco probably, other than that one long run that Warren had, they kind of shut them down.
Oh, and the Gladiators stopping the run right on the onset as Murray gets hit right at the line. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And this St. Louis defense is averaging only 66 yards, 0.3 yards a game against in the run. They're ranked 3rd overall, so it'll be interesting to see if this 3rd-ranked rushing attack of, first-ranked rushing attack of Houston can do some damage.
Murray's in the backfield again. This will be a throw for Chima. It'll be winged over the middle. And a first down, the first down of the night for Houston. And it is a catch over the middle that is a non-contract wideout.
Yeah, and that's what they needed. They needed a first down, keep the chains moving, get a little confidence for Chima, and include Warren in their offense. See if they can keep this up.
Other targets through the air, Badir Ajlani and Garen Malone, along with DR Sim, who we've already seen. This will be a sack. The defensive line gets to him again, and it's going to negate anything they're trying to do, and it's 2nd and long.
Oh, big old Manny Eisenhower, the former pro wrestler from Tokyo, making his presence felt. The big man makes the move, and down he goes. You don't want that man getting a grips on you. You might be getting body slammed or
the kidney tackle is what you call that. Good work. 6 in the box defensively for St. Louis. They can force a stop. Actually, not quite. They're still 2nd down. Got to get to the 39 for a first. Chima to the outside. Gives it to Murray. Murray is going to go absolutely nowhere as a group of Gladiators meets him at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long.
Great job by the St. Louis defense. They've been all over these little swing passes and screens that the Hyenas are trying to run. They're going to have to try something else different to get him out in space, maybe line him up in the slot, something along those lines if they want to keep using him in the pass game.
3 at the top, 1 at the bottom for Houston. Chima drops back. Plenty of time. Got to get rid of it soon here. Nothing open. He steps up in the pocket, and he's finally got a target. through the middle, but it's not going to be for enough. DR Sim makes the catch, but they will still have to punt.
He had all day there. Just must have been great coverage down the field. And they don't get enough for first down. But still, you can consider that somewhat successful. They got the first down. They moved the chains a little bit. They can show they can move the ball. And, I mean, nothing lost, nothing gained. Still 0-0.
Yeah, still 0-0, exactly. I mean, in a defensive game like this, I mean, if you were behind by a couple scores, then, yeah, you may feel like you need to rush things. But they made progress on that drive. They'll kick it away to St. Louis as return will be brought back to the 36-yard line is where it'll be. As Moss on the return will give the ball to Dylan Aciel one more time. Had a good pass in his last drive, but wasn't able to capitalize on it. It was a fairly easy 3-and-out after that, and they'll come back out on the field.
Yeah, and this St. Louis offense, they're last in yards, 16th in passing yards at just over 181. So, I mean, you're just going to expect them to run, but they got to get some more passing yards involved. Aciel's
going to try one to the outside. That is a catch, 5-yard completion on the out route. Let's say 4, and it is a 2nd and 6 upcoming. That would have been.
Along with that, they're run seventh in rushing yards at 89.5. Their average. So they do like to run it, not as much as Houston, but they do like to run it, and they are in the top 10 in rushing.
Elijah Swaim, the tight end, on that catch last time out. 2nd and 6. Aciel's back, gonna move, pump fake, throw short. Has Diaz with the football. That's a first down to get to the sideline, and it is a 1st and 10. They move the sticks approaching midfield.
Yeah, just using this check down there, coverage all down the field, throw it down to Denzel Diaz, and as we well know, he's still a danger out of the backfield. He's got so much speed. Just blew right by the linebacker for a first down.
Yeah, 2 catches, 15 yards for Diaz at the moment. Had that nice little make-up screenplay a little while ago. Got him the rest of his receiving yards, so it'll be under center is Aciel. Plenty in the box defensively. Houston will send 3. That's a throw to the outside to Diaz, and that is a 3-yard completion. Getting to the midfield stripe, and that's where they'll be in Houston territory, they say officially, at the Houston 49.
Wow, I don't know who that was that went screaming by there, but he just missed a pick 6 by inches from what it looked like. He got away with a little bit of a mistake there.
Aciel 2 in the backfield. Quick snap, throw short. That'll be Diaz. Looks like momentum carried him backwards as he struggled to catch that ball. He does keep it, able to get 1 yard, but they'll have 3rd and 6. At least they're keeping it 3rd and medium.
Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of what you're going to get from them. There are a lot of swing passes, a lot of screens to Diaz. Everything revolves around him, and I think at some point they're going to have to unleash and throw something deep just to keep the Hyenas honest.
And this will be 3 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Hand off to Diaz. He's going to try to run for the first, and he's got it. And another first down for the St. Louis Gladiators as they move the chains again. 1st and 10 as they get deeper and deeper into Houston territory.
Great job by the little ball of dynamite. Watch this. He just blew right by the linebacker. I believe that's a non-contract to get the first down.
Non-contract went for a strip there, too.
Yeah. It was up to DJ Majesty, excuse me, to make the play. Otherwise, he could have been gone for a long ways.
Yep, the outside linebacker making a play there. Under center is Aciel. Handoff, Diaz. The hesitation, he's got some room to run. Out to the 20, to the 15, 10, broken tackle, 5. Is he in? He is not. He's at the 1-yard line, and St. Louis is knocking on the door.
Oh, my goodness. Who is that? He should give him back his underwear. Because that was just silly.
Right here. Whoops.
Right here. Right there, 32. Is that that's a non-contract? And
oh man,
smokes.
The mind
Good
games.
job, Ryan Michaels to catch him down, run him down before he got in the end zone. Great run by St. Louis.
The stop and start, the hesitation, whatever you want to call it, was absolutely brutal. We come to the end of the first quarter. Still scoreless, but the Gladiators are knocking on the door. This is the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music.
Yeah, up here in Canada, we call that the how you doing.
The how you doing. I think we can create that. We can make that a thing in Twitch. I formation on the 1.5-yard line. Handoff to Diaz, trying to have him finish the job. He will to the house. It's a Gladiators touchdown.
Great job. Just a straight run up the middle. The offensive line creates a nice big hole for him. He didn't even get touched. And that's what Houston's all about, or excuse me, St. Louis is all about, is Denzel Diaz, and he proves it once again.
The guy who got mind gamed on that last play, 32, was Blake Chance. DR Sim, or that's Demond giving us an update in chat, but that's Blake Chance on your roster. So he, whoever he is, they might not want to know his name after that. Oh.
Maybe there's a numbers mix-up. I have 43 for blank. That might be my mistake.
Is what it is. No problem. Kick is on the way for the extra point. It is good. So the 7-point lead for St. Louis as they are going to kick it back to Houston as we take one more break for a word from the SFL.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in a DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
Kick return coming back to the 29 to the 30, and he'll be taken down there as Houston going to be moving right to left. They'll get the ball back, trying to answer that touchdown at the end of the first quarter.
And they need to do something here other than just be proud of themselves because they got a first down, because they don't want to start running behind. The St. Louis defense is pretty good, and I think they just need to open it up a little bit so they got more room for Warren to run.
Now it'll be a sighting from Chima, throwing over the middle, has a target out there just past the first down marker, 1st and 10. And that is a good one for Houston. Non-contract is going to make a play.
And that's what I'm talking about. You just got to start opening the ball up. Throw it a little more, that's all. And that'll to create the holes that Warren Murray needs to make those big runs like he had last week in San Francisco. They've got the ability. It's just a matter of Damon opening up for him.
And 176 yards on the ground last week against San Fran. That's a long one from Chima. What a grab! Diving forward. That's a great catch and a huge one for Badir Ajlani, as that is a 1st and 10 inside of St. Louis territory.
Great job by Ajlani in traffic. As you can see, comes over the middle. It's got gray jerseys all around him. Fantastic catch. Moves the chains. This is what I figure they're going to need to do. They need to open it up and cause St. Louis to back off, and then they'll be able to run the ball with Warren Murray and do what they want to do.
Good work. Ajlani had 144 yards last week. He has been on fire these last two. That's a throw to the left, nearly picked off. Dangerous throw, and they live to tell about it, as that will be a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was pretty risky throw to throw that double coverage like that. Good thing luckily didn't get pick sixed, or they really would have been in trouble.
Yeah, there was a lot of green in front of that coverage player, no doubt. Getting into 2nd down. Ajlani, Garen Malone, and DR Sim, your main targets through the air. See if they pick one here. Nope, handoff to Murray, and he is going to go nowhere. Loses 2. Defensive line gets up in his face and knocks him down, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, linebacker Aiden Friday was all over that, as well as it looked like a contract or non-contract defensive lineman. Good job stuffing the run. And like I said, this team is tough to run against. So you got to open it up and make them back off so that you can run the ball with Warren Murray.
Under center. This will be a long one. Chima over the middle and a good coverage play to hit him just in the nick of time as Ajlani was the target deep. It'll be 4th and 12.
Nice try. I mean, still a little bit of a risky move throwing in the double coverage, but Ajlani's proof that he's not afraid to go over the middle. Got to take a shot, and they took their shot. At least now they've got a chance for a field goal if they take it. They may punt it. I'm not sure here. Oh, looks like they're going to punt.
Yep, just past the midfield marker is the punter. It'll be a pin down attempt. 4 attempts for Murray to this point, 1 yard on the ground. Houston having a hard time getting him going as this kick will try to pin him down to the 9-yard line. The bounce, trying to keep it, has it at they call it at the 5-yard line. Might have been down a little bit closer to the goal line than that, but they'll take it at the 5.
That looked like the 2 to me. I mean,
yeah.
Unless they're going by first touch.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it was. He touched it exactly at the 5, so that's fine. Either way, huge kick, and the Gladiators will be backed up looking at their own paint.
Houston needs to get a stop here, play the field position game, make them punt, and then they'll be having a short field and try and march down and get themselves some points.
50 yards on the day for Diaz. He's had a decent running day. He'll get a chance here, and that is 2 points. No, not quite. Very close. It's at the 2-yard line. Looked like it should have been, but the Gladiators dodge a bullet.
Yeah, and that was non-contract that got in there and made that play at the goal line. Their non-contracts are doing a great job today. They just got to get their big 3, tackle, Butley, and Majesty, sorry, more involved in the defense.
Defense moving around. That is a free play. They can get a couple yards going forward, and it is going to be an offsides call on the defense. You can't do that when you have the offense pinned down that far.
No, not that deep into their own end like that. There's just no way. I don't know what he's thinking on that one.
That's insane. How do you do that? Jax is not going to want to go back to the sideline there, as he's got Damon waiting for him over there. This will be a chance for Diaz to move with a little room behind him now, and then we may even see Dylan Aciel try to air one out.
It's a good time to take a shot. I mean,
yeah,
it's not going to hurt.
Handoff through the middle. Diaz has a little bit of room. He will creep his way forward 8 yards. It's 3rd and 2. And they'll get down to the 13. Got to get to the 15 for a first down.
Just a simple lead play on the left side. Gets a nice little hole. With Diaz being so small, he can really squeak through those little tiny holes. He doesn't need a lot of room to get through. Gets him to a very manageable. The whole playbook's available now. 3rd and 2.
Aciel's under center. 3 at the bottom, 1 at the top, 4 on the defensive line for Houston. Quick drop throw on an out route. They will say incomplete due to being out of bounds. And that is a big miss, as Elijah Swaim could not hold the line.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a poor route or just a late release, but this is what Houston needed. They needed St. Louis to go 3 and out. And now they've got a chance to shorten the field and get the ball in St. Louis territory and try and get some points on the board.
Not a lot of room behind him. Punter lined up in the paint, but he does have a decent amount of room in front of him to kick it. And a low snap is going to be a problem, nearly blocked. Oh, that was close, and it would have been catastrophic for St. Louis. Return back to the midfield stripe, and that is where Chima will have the football. But what an escape by the punter.
Houston definitely going with the all-out block there. Just missed it. Had to be just missing the fingertips. Let's see if they can get the ball down into St. Louis territory and get some points on the board. The St. Louis defense has been playing really well.
Yes, they have. You couldn't tell they lost 2 straight. The way they've been playing. See what Houston can do, though, with the football at the midfield. Long drop. Chima deep. Got him at the 15. 10-5 to the house. That is a touchdown for Badir Ajlani.
This is 3rd time they tried a deep ball. I mean, I've been calling it all day so far. You got to go deep, open up this defense. And they got him once. They missed the 2nd time, and there's the 3rd one. And there we have it. We have a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Great throw by Ahmed Chima.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. Had a touchdown last week. Ajlani did. Has one this week as well, and it is early. Still 2nd quarter of play. Houston going to line up for the extra point. Had a really good game earlier that London lost a heartbreaker to, and that was the first half of our doubleheader. We have a good game brewing here in St. Louis as well. Pun intended, Budweiser Stadium. Haha. Kick is on the way, and it is good. 7-7 game. St. Louis is going to have to try to retaliate from the game-tying touchdown.
Yeah, that's exactly what Houston needed. Maybe switch the momentum over. Let's see if St. Louis can respond with some points of their own.
Kick going to be on the way. Ball's lined up at the 30. And Houston going to get this one long. down to the 12-yard line. Return upcoming out to the 29, and that is where ACL will get the football. See what they can do to retaliate.
Let's see if they continue with the Denzel Diaz show, or if they open the playbook up a bit for Dylan ACL and throw it around to Nick Finch and Cody Scott and Elijah Swain.
Nick Finch.
Continue to run.
Interesting name you just called there, Nick Finch. He actually hasn't touched the ball yet tonight and does not have a career touchdown. Diaz is going to have a spin move and some room to run. Lotta Green to the 40, 35. Can he sprint all the way? He will, to the house, and St. Louis is back on the board.
My goodness, I guess my question got answered right there. First play of the drive. He goes outside, another little how you doing? And he's down the end zone. Great run by Diaz. Houston's got to shore up this run defense. Look at this, just a simple lead. Little things. How's it going?
There's
no way that linebacker's catching Diaz. Good try there by 23 Tyleek Jones, but he wasn't catching him either.
That was impressive. That was impressive. He's affectionately called Mighty Mouse by the St. Louis faithful, and he's tiny, but he is a stick of dynamite, as you alluded to earlier.
Yeah, he's definitely proven it. That's for sure. Now Houston has to return the favor and see if they can get one back themselves when they get the ball back here.
St. Louis going to kick the extra point here, 13-7. Now it's going to be 14-7. As the Hyenas, after making that really impressive drive the Hyenas just did, and all of a sudden they give up on one play, a 61-yard touchdown. And that is a heartbreaker for the Hyenas.
And that's a little surprising because Houston's defense was coming into the game ranked 10th in rushing yards allowed at only 90 yards a game. And Diaz has pretty much shattered that today.
Yeah, Diaz is on point at the moment, as this will be Houston returns it back to the 23 to the 25, down to the 27. And it'll be in the hands of Chima one more time. Good air-efficient drive his last time out. See if they can get a repeat performance as we tick closer and closer to the second half whistle.
I mean, if I'm Damon Simeon, I'm going to keep throwing the ball. I mean, St. Louis is living up to their reputation as a pretty poor pass defense. If they keep throwing it, they could stay in this game real easy.
This will be a pass through the middle, and that is going nowhere. Good coverage. Jumping in front of that, and it will be to DR Sim as the intended target. 5 targets, 2 receptions, and not much else going on.
That was just late recognition because he was open way earlier than when that ball was thrown. He had it thrown earlier than Sim would have had at least a completion, if not been able to turn upfield, get some more yards.
Offset I formation. Behind him is Murray. Oh, and Murray's got a little bit of room to run himself. He's going to try to burn the edge, and he will not be able to break the tackle of 2 Gladiators, but he gets out to the 44. Good run from Murray. First time we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, and again, I think this is as a result of them being able to throw the ball downfield. It opens up all these holes for Murray. It's going to loosen the defense and give him some holes to run through, and there you have it right there. He almost broke one himself to do a little how that to Diaz to compete with him.
Just about 6 minutes left in the first half. Under center is Chima. Plenty in the box. That's 7 in the box. Handoff to Murray. He's got a little more room to run to the outside, and he may be able to take it himself down to the 20 to the 15, 10, 5 to the house, and a couple of running touchdowns, drive after drive. The Hyenas are going to tie it up.
My goodness, this is a little bit of one-upsmanship that him and Diaz are starting to have. Nice little run to the outside right, and nobody was going to catch him once he got past that second level. Have a look. There's a guard to the left. Nice blocking up front, and there was no way that anybody was catching him after that. Great run by Houston. Just what they needed.
Yeah.
To keep themselves in the game.
That's awesome for Murray. He was having some struggles before this drive, but then really just put it behind him. 2 runs. One was a decent one, and that just kind of set the fire under him to get something going on the next one. So the holes were open, and the Houston Hyenas are going to be able to tie this game up pending the extra point.
Yeah, and like I said, you got to attribute that to those deep balls that they would throw down to Ashwani to loosen the defense up, because now they got to play both the pass and the run. They can't just load up on the run.
Yep, extra point is good. Still about halfway done here in the second quarter of play. If you guys are just joining us, Chris Curtis, Jimmy Stevens with you from Budweiser Stadium. Neon on stats as well. Huge shout out to him, as we have a battle of 2 3-3 teams, and they are at the moment going toe-to-toe. And we'll see if that changes getting into the second half. But this has been an absolute track meet of a second quarter, to say the least. This ball is going to get launched down to the 10-yard line, starting the return and getting to the 27. And that is going to be St. Louis's ball. Dylan Aciel back out on the field, but it has been the Denzel Diaz show the last 2 drives. We'll see if that continues.
Yeah, and see if the one-upmanship continues between Diaz and Warren, to see if he's got another big one in him, or this Hyenas defense decides to shut him down.
All right, here we go. Under center, Aciel looking to throw. Quick drop, thrown to the left. One-handed grab, and it'll turn upfield. Good one. It'll be a 7-yard completion, but that was dangerous. And that's Elijah Swain with the out route.
Yeah, it was not the most accurate throw you're ever going to see right there. But, I mean, he made the nice one-handed catch, kept himself in down, moved up and got a few yards. Great tackle there by, was that 24? Yep, it was Michaels. Great job by him, by Ryan Michaels, to keep him from getting the first down.
So you think they start handing the ball off to him again?
Third and short, or second and short, I don't see why they don't. I mean, Houston hasn't proved they can stop him.
No, they will throw. Aciel to the outside. They'll put it in his hands on a screen. That's a spin move, and he's got some room to run again out to the 46-yard line of Houston. And they put the ball in Little Dynamite's hands, and he makes things work again. First down.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse is making them look silly with some of these tackles. You're going to have to work on the tackling after this game. Watch this. Whoop. Thanks. How's it going? And off to the races. Again, another tackle. I don't know if I can see the number 27. Yeah, that's Eddie Gage.
Yep.
With the tackle. Good job by him to keep that from going to the house once again.
Yeah, that's insane. Diaz 5 for 5 on targets as well, albeit they've been out in the flats usually. Here comes a throw. Aciel out to Diaz once more. Momentum took him to the sideline. He couldn't quite turn upfield as soon as he wanted, and that is going to be a 2-yard gain.
I mean, I remember early before the season started, a lot of people questioned St. Louis, and especially Diaz, because of his diminutive size, whether he would be able to do anything in the run game, and he's proven more than effective. So good job by St. Louis on going a little different than what the average Ray Bentley style running back is all about.
And this will be a throw again to Diaz. Put the ball in his hands, watch him work. That's what St. Louis is doing. It'll be 3rd and 6 after another 2-yard gain. And they got to get it to or deeper inside of territory for a first down. But they're at least moving the ball.
Yeah, it's probably a little longer than we want to be on 3rd down. This isn't a great 3rd down offensive team. They're last in 3rd down percentage at 31% going into the game, so that doesn't really help them.
Looking to throw. Aciel to the outside. That is a catch, but he was not able to get to the marker. And Cody Scott makes the catch, but it'll be 4th and 1, and the Hyenas will get the punt.
Yeah, momentum carries him out of bounds there. It's too bad, because he would have got the first down if he had to maintain control of his body easily, because there was no defender really around him.
Oh, offense coming back out on the field. Could be trying to draw him offside. They are a decent field position to try to go for this. We'll see if they snap it.
I'd take a shot at it with a running play. Why not?
Yeah, 8 seconds left on the play clock. It looks like they are trying to draw them off sides, and Houston is staying put, and that will be a timeout taken. So St. Louis will burn a timeout with 3:52 left in the first half. Good job by Houston.
Yeah, excellent job. Shut them down after that big run earlier last drive, and then this one they had that run to the backfield for Houston to shut it down, force them to punt. Good job. Although, I don't know. I think St. Louis should have gone for it there. They've been running the ball well. 2 yards or 1 yard in this case didn't seem like much.
Yeah, I mean it would have been an educated shot, to say the least. It would have been a decent gamble for them to do. They wouldn't have lost much field position that way. 4th and 1, though. They will punt it away. It'll be a kill. They'll try to knock Houston down inside of their own 5. That'll bounce at the 4. It is caught and downed at the 4-yard line. That is great coverage on the special teams, and we've seen a couple of instances of that tonight.
Yeah, this is second really good coverage by each team on the punting game. Now this is going to force Houston to reevaluate. Is this just going to be 3 handoffs to Warren Murray, or is it? Are they going to try and take a chance?
Well, Chima can try to get it as far away from his end zone as possible with a nice throw. He's had a couple of long ones tonight. He's got split backs behind him at the moment. Hand off to Murray. He's going to try to burn the edge, and he will break a tackle. Spin move, breaks another tackle, and he may have the first down. He will out to the 14.
My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. He went back into his own end zone before sprinting up the field. This is not the way it's supposed to happen, but he broke the tackle, or the attempted tackle there by Adrian Friday. Got himself up to first down. I don't know if that was kind of sketchy marking by the referees, but they're saying first down, so we'll go with it.
Yeah, that's a big mark, as they're able to get a new set Aiden Friday with a really hard broken tackle. That was a hard one to break, but Murray somehow found his way through Friday. This will be a throw from Chima. Chima throws right side, out route to the sideline, and it is a catch, turns upfield, another first down. Houston starting to move the ball as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and I think this is the kind of balance that I think Damon wants to run with eventually.
Yep.
He's gone really heavy in the running game, but it seems like he's starting to balance it out a little more, which is what I was hoping to see. They have the talent to run a more balanced offense. I don't think they want to be solely running off of Warren Murray all the time.
Garen Malone was the receiver of that last catch. Chima looking to throw, plenty of time, throws short. That'll be a crossing pattern and a run with chance. Nope, it'll be a spin move. The Gladiators swarmed to him very quickly, and that is a big play, and Garen Malone has a second catch in a row.
Good throw by Chima. I don't know if this is some bad route running by the wide receivers, but you had literally 2 guys side by side. Great job by Ajawani. Use DR Sim as a decoy there. Sorry, not DR Sim. That was a non-contract. My mistake.
Yeah.
That explains why the route was bad.
There you go. Garen Malone, 2 catches in this drive. Under center is Chima. One in the backfield, it's Murray. He's going to hand it off, try to find a hole between the tackles, but he will not be able to get the isolation play out, and that is a 2nd and 10.
Great job by this St. Louis defense shutting that run game down. Again, like I said, coming into the game, they were ranked 3rd in the league in rushing yards against at only 66.3. So that's some darn good rush defense. So you're gonna have to bring a lunch pail.
120 seconds to go before halftime. It is 14-all at Budweiser Stadium in St. Louis. This is the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. Back to it. 2 minutes on the clock. It's a 2nd and 10 for Houston.
I take a shot here.
Wouldn't be a bad way to go. Let's look in the crystal ball, see if we can find one. That's Murray. He may get, he wasn't quite able to go, but he's able to get to the 2nd level. A nice run on first down, 2nd and 3.
I'd take 7 yards on a run all day long. That was a great job. But I thought they might take a shot. There's nothing wrong with that because they're still running the clock and you're in your own end, so it's not the end of the world. Nothing wrong with that play.
Houston started with the football, so they'll get the football at the start of the 2nd half. Murray looking to do some damage again. Chima's going to throw on this down, however. Throw left, throw deep. He's got a target out there. That's DR Sim, and he tries to break a tackle out to the 21-yard line, and he will be taken down there. Clock continues to tick, but they are inside of deep St. Louis territory.
Oh, my goodness. Sim kind of screwed himself on that one by spinning inside. And if he had just kept on going down the sideline, he may have even blown past that defensive back.
That'll be a handoff to Murray through the middle. He'll get deeper. Now they've entered the red zone. 95 yards on the day for Murray, and it was not looking like he was going to be able to do much through the first quarter, but he has really come alive in the 2nd.
And again, I think I attribute that to the passing game and loosening up the St. Louis defense. I like this. This is textbook 2-minute drill. They're running the clock, but now that they're inside, they've got their timeouts.
And off to Murray. Tries to get to the first down marker, but he's taken down from behind. Timeout by Houston. That is their first of the first half. It'll be 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Yeah, this is a great way that Houston is using this clock, this 2-minute warning or 2-minute drill. They're deep inside St. Louis's zone. They still got 2 timeouts. There's lots of time to run their plays. They don't have to be running all hectic up to the line of scrimmage.
36 seconds left on that clock. Chima may try for the end zone here. He's going to throw short, try to give it up. And that is a catch down to the 5. Good one there. A non-contract player is going to set them in within the 5-yard line.
Got lots of time.
Chima to throw. Back in the end zone. Got it! Touchdown! Houston has come back and taken the lead in the late going of the first half.
Great job by Chima. Found Ashwani. It looked like a corner route. I don't know if it was a double move or not. It didn't seem like a lot of... Yeah, just a straight corner route. Nobody went with him. I don't know if that was a botched coverage or what happened there.
I think the
Great job. Keep the 1 foot and down.
Corner, I think, thought he had help over the top.
Could have been, yeah.
Didn't quite have it. And that is going to be a botched coverage and a Hyenas touchdown. That's a big one to get, as they are going to get the football to start the second half. That is a huge possible two scoring drive swing should they be able to score at the first of the second half.
I'm not going to lie to you. I did not think we would have 35 points scored at the half.
Oh, they came alive. Both teams did at the start of the second quarter. They just kind of woke up. Griffin knocks through the extra point, 21-14. St. Louis will have time for the return and not much more.
Yeah, right after Ashwani got that first touchdown, it was like, okay, it's on, boys. Let's give her.
Hand is in the air. Here we go. St. Louis going to get the ball back. I guess there is 20 seconds left. Anything can happen in 20 seconds in this league. You know that.
Absolutely.
Badir Ajulani, of course, the receiver on that touchdown. His second of the ball game. Huge hit at the 27. 28 is where they're going to mark him. No, 29 is where they're going to mark him. Interesting spot. And that is a chance for ACL to come out and try to tie this game up with not much time left before the halftime.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be a couple runs to run the clock out. And let's go to the locker room and regroup.
Could be good. Let's see what happens. 3 at the bottom, 1 at the top. Under center is ACL. It will be a throw. Has time, wings it over the middle, and that is a huge hit as the ball got there. Elijah Swaim, the intended target, but 3 Hyenas were all over him.
It was a pretty risky throw, throwing that into double coverage. No, the safety is coming over the top, looking to lower the boom.
Man, there it was. Consider the boom lowered, as Elijah Swaim can do nothing to evade that.
Michaels and I didn't get the second number there, but Michaels.
I think that was Gage. I think that was Michaels and Gage. I could be wrong on that. Either way.
That was Blake Chance.
Oh, was it Chance? Okay. I didn't see the 32. That works.
Mr. How you doing?
Mr. How you doing? Yeah, I mean, we know how he's doing after he got his linens put up on the line earlier. Hand off to Diaz, and 2 Hyenas get right to him. No problem. 3rd and 11, and that is going to take us down to the end of the first half. 2 quarters in the books in a 21-14 game. The Hyenas playing really, really good football. We'll see if they can continue that. Gladiators on the strength of Denzel Diaz also very much in this football game. Hyenas get the ball back at the start of the 3rd. We'll take a quick break for the halftime report. This is the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. Back to it here. Start of the third quarter of play inside Budweiser Stadium. Chris Curtis, Jimmy Stevens, and Neon on stats as we come to you in a 21-14 game. St. Louis, my mistake, will actually start with the football as Houston scoring at the end of the first half. Ends up taking a 7-point lead, but Dylan Aciel will come out and try to retaliate.
Yeah, and I mean, they're only down by 1 score, so it's not that back here. And we could maybe watch a little more of Mighty Mouse do.
Yeah, he's been dynamite, no doubt about that. This will get out to the 26-yard line. Getting set and ready for their first drive of the second half. St. Louis 3-3, Houston 3-3. Houston walks into this game winners of 3 of their last 4. St. Louis lost 2 in a row coming into this matchup, but both teams have played pretty well, looking like they want to get off the schneid. This will be Aciel going deep on the first play. It's picked off. You saw that coming a mile away. It's returned back to midfield to the 40 to the 36-yard line. The 38 is actually where they mark it, and Houston comes up. Tyleek Jones deep makes the play.
Great job by this Houston defense. This is just a poor decision. It is total double coverage. I don't know who he's throwing to here. You've seen Tyleek come right over the top. Great catch. And, I mean, this Houston defense is for real. There's a reason why they're ranked 7th overall. They're 6th against the pass, and they proved it right there. They're 6th in turnover differential with 10 takeaways and make that 11 now.
Yeah, that was a nice pick.
Great job.
Tyleek Jones takes the ball away from Elijah Swaim, who was the intended target on that play. They've gone to Swaim a bunch in this game. Some of it's been for decent, but it's been quantity over quality with him, and it's unfortunately turned into a turnover here. Murray on the first play, try to get a couple of yards. He will not get any, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
And I mean, why wouldn't you? He's a 4th-year guy. He's a solid player, but you can't force it in there like that. That's just asking for trouble. And now you've got Houston in St. Louis's zone with a chance to put up more points.
This is a dangerous territory for St. Louis. Handoff to Murray. Broken tackle. Spin move. Keeps going. Fights his way to the first down marker. It'll be a new set for Houston as they get to the 27.
Yeah, this is a nice little run here to the outside. I don't know if that was counter Trey or if it was just a power O. Lots of blockers up front. Didn't look. He was like, I don't need blockers. I'm just going to blast through some guys. Getting the first down myself.
Just outside of the red zone again. Last time they were in the red zone, they threw a corner route to Badir Ajlani at the end of the first half. We'll see if they can repeat that success. Chima looking to throw. He's going to get hit as he released it. And the arm was moving forward. That's a huge hit. He does not lose the ball. Manny Eisenhower comes through with a massive brick.
Yeah, the massive former pro wrestler once again pushing guys aside to break through the middle, put some pressure up the center, causes him to throw the ball before he wants to. We haven't heard much or anything really from Scott LaRue. Hopefully we can hear something from him soon.
Yeah, defensive end, he's been kind of neutralized for the most part. Chima looking to throw. Has an out route to go to, and that is Ajlani out there. And that is a catch and a... I am sorry. That is not Ajlani. That's Garen Malone.
Garen Malone.
Yep, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and it makes it manageable. Then now they got the run or pass option. I would think they're going to pass, but the Warren's starting to pick up the pace and get some runs off. So you never know. They may run the ball after all.
Steven at Large just started something in chat. If we can get in chat some interesting Eisenhower facts, that'd be fantastic. Eisenhower hasn't ever missed a meal, says Steven at Large. That ball's to the outside, 4th and 5, as it will be a potential field goal upcoming as Houston tries to make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, I think I've started something here by accident.
I like it. I like it. Field goal upcoming. Lined up at the 22, so this will make it a 39-yard field goal. Should they make it? Chance to make it a 2-possession game. Snap good, hold good, kick on the way. It is up, and it is through up against the netting, and that is a 24-14 lead. Huge kick from David Griffin, and that will give the Hyenas a 10-point cushion.
Yeah, it makes it a two-score game. St. Louis hasn't really done anything since that last touchdown they got way back, beginning of the second quarter, maybe mid-second quarter. They're going to need to step it up, start keeping up with Houston, or they're going to get into some deep trouble here.
Houston ready to kick it away. St. Louis back deep for the return. It'll get down to the 6-yard line. Caught there. Return upcoming. Trying to make a move. Spins at the 24. Gets dropped to the 26. We're going to take a quick break for a message from the SFL.
Don't miss the SFL podcast every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern on Twitch before the league's weekend slate gets kicked off. Join me, Mighty RX, defending champion team owner Ramos Lynn, and our host, Jack Brown, to break down all the headlines in the SFL. Jack, yeah, I know we gotta move on. Calm down. See you there, everybody.
And as we get to the end of that, Mighty Mouse decides to make his presence felt with a couple of broken tackles, getting to the 34, 2nd and 1.
This guy's like a little teeny tiny cannonball. He just bowls through guys, bounces it off them. It's a lot of fun to watch this guy run the ball. Entertaining as all get out.
Offset eye, Diaz the deep back. Diaz making the job of Aciel very easy at the moment. We'll get another handoff going to the left. Has a hole, has a little bit of room. He spins back into a tackle, unfortunately. He does have a first down at least, and it will be a 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Good tackle there by Eddie Gage, the 8-year man, which is a really rare feat here in the SFL, being in the league that long. Great job by him to stay healthy that long.
Yeah, he's been very, very good for a long time. This will be a chance to the outside for Aziel. Giving it out to Diaz. Diaz can't spin between two of them, and it will be 2nd and 6. They do get yardage, though, and St. Louis trying to move towards the midfield stripe.
St. Louis needs to start using some of their other guys, though, and at some point, everything can't go through Diaz. They've got to open it up a little bit, get those other guys involved, or they're just going to double Diaz everywhere he goes.
At the same time, though, he is getting positive yardage every time he touches the ball.
Absolutely.
3 at the top, 1 at the bottom for Aciel. He will throw here, give it back to Diaz. He's going to try to run the edge, and he will have the first down, tiptoeing to the midfield stripe. He's taken out there, 1st and 10 for St. Louis.
And if you got any crow, feel free to send it to Bob Blah Blah.
I like it.
It appears I'm going to need to eat it. Diaz, first down.
Eisenhower can believe it's not butter is one of the good ones that we have added into chat. I can't even believe I just said that on the air. That's fine. I formation for Aciel. Hand off to Diaz. He's going to try to burn the edge again. Has a whole sidestep to tackle. And he went down to the 42, and that man cannot be stopped. 2nd and 3 as he gets 7 more.
He's having himself a wonderful day. And you can't say that they aren't getting yards on the ground. And I mean, it's not surprising, but it is surprising because I didn't think Hyenas would give up this much rushing yardage. And they're giving up a whole bunch of it.
Hand off to Diaz. He's going to try to stay on his feet. He can't do it. He will not lose a yard. He will stay right where he was, 3rd and 3. As they're very close. Got to get to the 40-yard line for a first as they're in Houston territory.
Great job by the non-contract blast through the hole there to stop the run and stop him from getting a first down. Now this is where it gets interesting. Do they throw it? Do they run it?
Split backs. They will run it, and Houston was ready for it. Loss of yardage there. It'll be 4th and 6, and it will be a Gladiators punt.
Great tackle by DJ Majesty. I think St. Louis went to the well one too many times there.
Yep.
I think they should have thrown the ball. They're getting a little predictable at this point. That's the only thing that's going to cause them problems.
No, now that the Hyenas have proven they can stop it, they're going to have to go somewhere else. But it is too little, too late on this drive for St. Louis. 24-14. As Houston's going to get the ball back, they might be able to make it a 3-possession game. Fair catch called for at the 12 and received there. Ahmed Chima. It's had a very, very good game to this point. No interceptions for him on the day, and it is 1st and 10. He's got it at his own 12. He can try to put some separation between him and the Gladiators.
Yeah, and it seems like him and Ajwani have started to make themselves a little bit of a connection in the last couple games. Last week, Rajuan in 144. This week, he's having himself a heck of a game as well.
And off to the outside, it's Murray. He's going to break through another tackle, get out to the 19-yard line. He's marked there. That's a good one. And if a second and 4 coming.
And Murray as well. He's having himself another 100-yard game. He had 76 last week against the Sharks. This week he's got 100 and, what was that, 13 I saw?
Well, if this is accurate, I'm pretty sure it is. Angelani 77 yards through the air at the moment. But that is on just a couple of catches. He's had a really good average. Also has found the paint. And this will be a double spin move by Murray. He's going to get down to the 29-yard line. 27 actually is where they're going to mark him. Good work, and they'll have another first down.
Yeah, great job. A couple spin moves. He's trying to zone how you doing to get by. They just don't look as pretty as the ones from Mighty Mouse, but they're just as effective. Don't get me wrong. Gets himself a nice first down. Good run there by Murray up the hill. Hard fought first down up the middle.
Chima, offside I formation, 7 in the box defensively, it looks like. 6 in the box for the Gladiators. Murray through the middle. He'll get a couple. 3 yards on the tabulation there. 24-14 still. If you guys are just joining us in the third quarter, Chris Curtis, Jimmy Stevens, Houston and St. Louis, 2 3-3 teams trying to duke it out to get above 500. Houston from the Western Conference, St. Louis from the Central Conference. Deep back is Murray. Quick drop, throw to the right. That is Murray. He has the football in his hands. He's going to try to spin for a first down, but he'll be short. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, just a nice little swing play out to the outside. And Warren Murray's a dual threat as well. He's not just a runner. He's very much like Diaz. He's a dual threat. He gets it within 2. Now the whole playbook's open for you to use. You could run it or pass it, and they've been doing both well today.
That is a handoff to Murray. Tries to get to the marker, but he's going to be short. And that is a big stop on 3rd down as the Gladiators stop him from getting there. It'll be 4th and 1.
Nick Daggs comes blasting up from the safety position to knock him down. Great job. I think Warren might have hurt himself a little bit by trying to break that to the outside. If he had stayed inside, I think he may have gotten the first down.
That's a big, big stop for St. Louis, though, as they're trying to come back in this football game. 3:07 left on the clock in the third quarter. Kick is a high and hard one down to the 26-yard line. Return to the 28. 29 is where they'll mark him. And that is where ACL will come back out onto the field.
Yeah, I think St. Louis needs to open the offense up and loosen up this defense. Houston's got a good defense. And if they don't get that ball out on the outskirts and take advantage, which it looks like they're going to do here, it's going to be a long day, or a long rest of the day.
And this could be a long throw, potentially. ACL's back. He's going to heave it over the middle. Diving grab, and it's going to be complete. Out to the midfield stripe. That's a great catch for Elijah Swain.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. Get your veterans involved. Great job by Swain. Knows he's going to get hit over in coverage. Triple coverage there. Makes the catch, and Swain had himself a decent week last week. He was 7 for 84 yards and a touchdown. And between him and Cody Scott, you have enough weapons to throw to the outside if you need to loosen it up a little bit more before you let Mighty Mouse do his thing.
Yep, this will be a 1st and 10 just past midfield into Houston territory. Hand off to Diaz. Why not? And he will get a couple back. 2nd and 3, or 2nd and 7, should say, as he gets 3.
This number 50 non-contract linebacker he's had himself quite a day. I don't know how many tackles he's had, but he's had quite a few. He's been all over the place. Great job by him to stop the run. I think Diaz could have been off to the races if he hadn't made that play.
3 at the top, 1 at the bottom for St. Louis. 6 in the box for Houston. Handoff to Diaz, and he gets through the tackles, and he'll get a couple more. 3rd and 2 upcoming, just shy of the 38 where they need to get for the first.
Yeah, simple run up the middle. Once again, Diaz he's making light of every hole they give him. He's blasting through, getting lots of yardage.
Offset eye for ACL. Diaz is the deep back. They have to go to the air at some point. Instead, it'll be another handoff to Diaz, and they went to the well. Unfortunately, it is all dried up at the moment. 4th and 2, and it'll be a St. Louis punt.
That's 2 series in a row. I don't like that call. Yes, he's getting lots of yardage, but you need that for. You're down by 2 scores. I don't like the idea of just running the ball there. I think they should have taken a shot. It doesn't even you only needed 2 yards. Run a little simple in or a little slant. Something.
Got to get the receivers involved. Nick Finch still has yet to see the football in this game. This will be downed at the 4-yard line. No, they're going to say it's at the 20. Not sure what happened. I thought he had possession of it at the 4, but apparently not. And Houston will start there.
Yeah, you got Elijah Swain, you got Cody Scott. I mean, that's 2 veteran receivers right there. They should be throwing the ball. But Houston's, I'm sure their defense is quite glad that they're not.
Yeah, no kidding.
The ball all day when you're down by 10 points.
Yeah, no problem at all. Murray is probably going to get a heaping helping of handoffs on this particular drive. 24-14, 10-point lead as we are not quite at the 4th quarter. This will be a throw to the middle, and that is a catch. Very, very good one for DR Sim. He's going to get it at the 31, and it'll be 1st and 10.
Heaping helping of handoffs.
Yeah, the alliteration is key.
That was impressive.
You know who likes heaping helpings? Eisenhower.
No, I don't. Eisenhower, yes, he does. Yes, meal, so you figure he's got lots of helpings.
Yeah, the big fella looking to make a play on this 1st and 10. 3rd to the outside. That'll be to the sideline, and that is a catch. 2nd and 1. Good little out route. Another one for DR Sim. He's been a big target for this Houston offense when they do throw it.
Yeah, DR Sim's kind of always been their go-to guy. Nice little catch there, a little out. Almost made the 1st down, but he's made it definitely 3rd manageable. I think it's 3rd and 2, I believe. So they should have a lot. Oh, there you go. 2nd and 1. Excuse me, not 3rd down. So they got a lot of chances here. You got to expect them to run the ball. Personally, 2nd and 1, I think that's when you should be taking a shot.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean, you only got 1 yard. Why not take a shot?
Ahmed Cheem is already connected with Badir Ajlani tonight. He may try that again. Murray is going to punch his way through. On 2nd and 1, he will get the 1st down. He had to fight his way forward for a few more. It'll be 1st and 10 as they approach the midfield.
Yeah, hard fought 4 yards, but got them the 1st down, and that's what they're looking for. Move the chains and run the clock.
And that is the end of the 3rd frame. 1 quarter to go in St. Louis. The home team down 10 as we start the 4th. This is the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. St. Louis looking to do something. Chima, 210 through the air, 130 rating. That's a pretty good one. No interceptions on the day, just 2 touchdowns. He's going to try to do something moving right to left now. Hand off to Murray. He's got plenty of room on the outside. He's going to cut it back in, then back out. He'll have a 1st down. He had to weave through traffic to get it, and he will. It'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, great run there. Following his blockers right down the left-hand side. Good job by, watch this. Look at all them blockers out there. Just weaving his way through the line, getting himself out. I like the way this offense is starting to evolve. They're not, they're about Warren Murray, but they've also started to pass the ball a little more, and it's showing. Yeah,
Warren Murray, he's been the bell cow. 18 carries, which isn't a lot per se just yet, but 128 on the ground and 1 in the end zone from Mr. Murray on the evening. We'll see what he can do going forward. There'll be a handoff for him here. He'll have some room in front of him, and he'll get 7 more to add on to his 128, make it 135. And it'll be 2nd and 3.
Nice tackle there by Freeman Pelche to stop Murray from getting too far. I mean, they're starting to impose their will, Houston is, with the run game. And they're passing it just enough now at this point to just move the chain.
Murray's going to try to fight his way forward again. He will not quite get the 1st. It'll be 3rd and 1. Good tackle by the non-contract Knowles. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, just a little simple play off the left guard there, up the middle, get them 3rd and short. The playbook's wide open at this point. I would think they're going to run, but you just never know.
It will be indeed a run. Murray to the outside has the 1st and a few more down to the 29-yard line to the 30s when they'll mark him. And with 158 now on the ground, that's 56 long. That's a good day's work at the office for Warren Murray. Houston is running through him, and it is working. St. Louis in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, especially against this St. Louis defense. Like I said, coming into the game, they were third in rushing yards against, but they're getting exposed a bit here today.
Chima looking to heave it. Throws over the middle. That was dangerous, but it works out. They get a first down, and first time we've seen Garen Malone in a little while, but he makes it count.
Yeah, pretty brave there, throwing that ball right in between Aiden Friday and Nick Daggs. You watch him here. There's Daggs coming over the top. Friday to clean it up. That's a pretty risky throw, but good completion nonetheless. And they move the chains again. Keep that clock running.
Might as well. Waste as much time as possible. That is the goal. Don't let St. Louis breathe. I formation for Chima.
Looks like he's changing the play here.
Long snap, throw to the outside. It will be an out route and a catch to the sideline, which does stop the clock, which is an interesting call. Adjulani makes the catch. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Good job keeping the feet in bounds. I think that was more of a bad throw by Chima. You want to keep that guy in bounds, keep the clock moving. But nonetheless, they are in field goal range, so it's not like they're giving up the game or anything like that.
And they're in the red zone for the 3rd time this evening. Trying to possibly put this game away. Houston's played a very solid effort. That's Murray fighting his way through the first effort, and that is a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
Yeah, great job with the second effort. Aiden Friday once again with the tackle. Good job on defense. They're trying to keep them from scoring, but at the same time, you got to wonder how much clock are they going to run off before you're going to get the ball back, and you still need to make 2 scores. St. Louis has got to show a little bit of urgency here on defense. And
sitting here flossing in chat makes a good point. And Murray done very well at making something out of nothing in this game. He's gotten past first and second efforts of tacklers all night long as he gets down inside 1st and goal territory at the 4.
Yeah, absolutely, it's been all second effort, and he's given them a little breather, and the non-contract gets a few yards first down again. Not what St. Louis was looking for. They needed to stop there, and they didn't get it.
Well, they got 4 chances to get in the end zone now. We'll see if they can do it. They might be able to put this game away. They're looking for the dagger in St. Louis. Chima is under center. Looking to throw. Has an out towards the end zone. Got it! Touchdown, Houston. That is Adjulani for his 2nd score of the day. And Ahmed Chima has the hat trick of throwing touchdowns.
Great job by Chima. I don't know where the cover was, if blown or what, but there was literally nobody by Olajuwon until the very end. Michaels comes up at the very end. Or, sorry, Aaron Arrington comes up at the very end, but way too little too late. I'm not sure what they were doing on that scheme, but definitely was not a good one.
That's actually, now that I think about it, that is correct. It is all 3 of the scoring touchdowns through the air that Chima has thrown have been to Adjulani. That Adjulani is 3 in this game, as he is been the bell cow through the air. Kick is up and through. 31-14. It's a 17-point deficit, and that makes it a 3-possession game with just over 7 minutes to go.
New quarterback, new connection. This team used to be all about DR Sim on the outside. It's turning into Adjulani being the go-to guy in this Houston passing attack.
Nothing wrong with that if it's going to work. That's exactly right. Nobody on the Houston sideline cares who's getting the ball in the end zone. As long as it's getting in the end zone, this will be to the 15, return to the 30. And that is where ACL will come back out. Expect to see a steady diet of through-the-air play at the last part of this game. I don't think we'll see a lot of Diaz unless it makes sense.
Yeah, this definitely forces St. Louis out of their comfort zone. This isn't what they want to do. They don't want to drop back another 20 times in a row, but I think they're going to be stuck doing that.
Under center. ACL looking to throw. Heaves it over the middle, inside triple coverage, but it is brought down. And that is a good one again, 1st and 10.
Great catch by Nick. There's Nick Finch finally making
himself
present. Into some pretty tough coverage here over the middle. Lots of white jerseys around. Gets thumped pretty good there by 23 Tylee Jones. But they keep the sticks moving. Now they need some quick strikes here. They need 3 scores. So they got to get a couple quick touchdowns and then see if they can get the ball back one more time for a field goal attempt.
They're going to have to try something, no doubt about that. But Nick Finch, the reason he has no career touchdowns is they've only thrown to him one time in 4 games, or one time every game. That's about it. Handoff to Diaz goes nowhere. It'll be 2nd and 12.
He's so far for this career, he has 14 catches for 160 yards and 0 touchdowns in the course of 6 games. So
pretty sure that's
a rookie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ajwani's had that today, but
well, I mean, when you look at it, the St. Louis Gladiators have other targets to throw to as well. They've got Cody Scott, who we've seen tonight. They've got Diaz out of the backfield. And they've got Elijah Swaim, who they've targeted probably, in my opinion, way more than they should have. But it's still, for the most part, worked. They may not need to include Finch in that just yet.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's evolving, right?
Mm.
I mean, you're not going to forever not throw to one guy. That's for
right.
Sure.
3rd and 8 upcoming.
You got to think he's going to get his chances here for the rest of the game.
Yeah, see, they got to do something. Plenty of targets to come. Thrown over the middle. That is a catch, and that's down to the 30-yard line. Is that our guy? It is. Finch with a 2nd catch in the 4th quarter has the Gladiators cooking inside Houston territory.
Yeah. Nick Finch doing the old Keyshawn, throw me the ball. He's making the catches, and look at that. The white jerseys all around, 32. Blake Chance, once again, getting his name called as he's getting involved. He should have made the catch there,
That's
but he didn't.
3 times we've negatively called his name.
Yeah, he's not gonna like me much after.
Hand off to Diaz, and it will go nowhere. Houston all over that first down play. They'll lose 4.
That's just an honesty run. We'll run the ball just to keep him honest, but the non-contract Cooper was all over that.
Ball set up at the 34-yard line. 6 on the defensive line, 7 on the defensive line. They'll shift around. Aciel to throw. Pressure coming. Moves up in the pocket. Throw to the outside. That's Diaz. He kind of had a stop and stare at the ball moment. He doesn't go anywhere. And it actually ended up losing 3 yards. 3rd and 17.
Yeah, that was just a check down. He had too much in his face, and he knew where his emergency guy was.
Ball to the outside. No, that's not going to go anywhere. Dropped the ball by Jones, and that is 4th and 17. St. Louis up against it.
Oh, non-contract players giving you what you get. I feel bad for ACL on that one. It was a bad thrown ball, but he still should. It hits you in the hands. You got to make that catch.
Well, 4th and 17. They got to go for it. No doubt about that. 4:05 left in the 4th quarter. Houston could get the ball back here after this play. In the gun is Aciel. They got to get it away from the line of scrimmage, and that is probably one of the worst play calls I've seen in recent memory. Swaim makes the catch, but it goes for 4 yards, and that is nothing. The Gladiators will give up possession.
My goodness. You might as well call the draw play there, because it's pretty much all he got was draw play yardage.
Yeah.
You might want to throw that particular play in the trash can.
Yeah, well, on 4th down especially. Like, that's not something that needs to be run, especially in that situation. But now the Houston Hyenas back out of the field. All they need to do is hand it to their bell cow Murray and watch him tick down the clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hand off to him here. Plenty of room in the middle. He'll get 7 yards. 2nd and 3 upcoming. Running back comparison, it's been pretty good. 170 for one, 140 for the other, or 150 for the other. And Murray is on the upper echelon of that total.
Yeah, they're both doing well. I mean, Diaz is going to get his yards. I mean, both these running backs are going to get the yards. These are both run-heavy teams, and this is what you expect out of both teams. St. Louis badly needs to stop here. They need to do a 3-0.
Yeah, they need it
no.
quickly, and that is a free play, and that is not what St. Louis wants to see, and they will give up 5 yards and the first down, and that is likely going to seal things here in St. Louis.
I don't know. Was that Friday that jumped? I thought that looked like Scott LaRue. Just looking to get his
did
name
hear
called.
his number.
What?
Yep.
Scott LaRue looking to get his name called. Probably not the way he wanted to. You know, you know, the former pro wrestler on one end, and then you've got Scott LaRue, the former world competitive eating man, on the other. So he hasn't missed a meal either.
No, not at all. Wonder if he's ever been to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest in New York City. That's going to be a handoff to Murray. Has a little bit of a hole to run. Now he's got plenty of room. And is he going to be able to turn on the Jets? He cannot, as he gets taken down at the 34-yard line. But he continues to tick, tick, tick time off that clock.
Great job by Houston with the outside run. Good blocking up front. Look at this nice pull. Everybody's blocking. Here comes Arrington from the other side of the field to stop the run from going any further. And the clock keeps on moving.
The world keeps on spinning. 3:09 left in the fourth quarter. Houston at this point likely going to go to 4-3. They will be winners of 4 of their last 5. As they went down to San Francisco last week, but they took that on the chin and moved on pretty well as they've come into the Gladiators' home turf and really laid the beating in the second half.
Oh, good tackle there, but there's LaRue making up for that boneheaded moment earlier in the drive to make the play tackle behind the line of scrimmage. You got to wonder if St. Louis maybe starts using their timeouts here. I don't know.
Well, you'd think it'd be somewhere, but we'll see. 2nd and 12 upcoming. Defensive line moving around. They got to get a quick stop if they want to try to make a run at this, but it is not likely to happen at this point. They're going to waste as much time off that play clock as possible. Murray gets a handoff. He'll go nowhere, but that clock is going to keep moving. You expect to see a timeout here, as you mentioned, but I think they're just content to leave it down to the 2-minute warning and take timeouts from there.
Yeah, I mean, there's both schools of thought. You try and use your timeouts now and then use a 2-minute warning as an extra timeout, or do you use a 2-minute warning now as your timeout? I guess both ways works. Just depends on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, in a 3-possession game, they need a small miracle. But we got 120 seconds left in St. Louis. It is 31-14. Houston up big on the Gladiators. This is the SFL on Twitch presented by APM Music. Tell you, if tonight has been any indication, it's going to be a really, really good week of football. Starts tomorrow at 4 Eastern, 3 Central time on the SFL family of networks, YouTube and Twitch. Got a doubleheader on Twitch tomorrow night. You and I will be part of that.
Yeah, we got to jump on a plane and get the heck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite 1,000 miles. I think we'll be okay. Got to get over to Vancouver. Going to be there for the Legion game tomorrow night.
It's a bit of a trek from St. Louis, though. Let me tell you, 4 or 5 hour flight.
Yeah, pretty easily. It'll be a pretty good temperature change as well, if I'm not mistaken. That ball is going to be down at the 4, and the Gladiators will have the football for what likely is going to be the final time this evening.
Hopefully, owner Andy Hamilton, a good care package ready for you and I when we touch down.
There you go. Special teams has been on point all night long, and that is... Who is that making that point? That is... Yeah, sitting here flossing with the point made. The special teams has been indeed on point most of the evening, as the Gladiators are going to run no huddle with not much time left.
Yeah, special teams for both teams, not just one. And both teams have been pinned in their own end zone, at least once.
This will be a throw to the right. That is a catch, but not for very much. And Cody Scott gets the completion. No, you're right. 3rd and 3. They say he was out of bounds. So, how about that? 3rd and 3. They got 2 tries to get the first down. Otherwise, this game likely going to go to the victory formation.
Great game by Diaz, but I mean, they still need to work on their passing offense. I really think they need to balance it out a little bit.
You and I have the Vaqueros. Oh, that's a long one. This may actually go. It's Elijah Swaim all the way to the house. And the Gladiators, too little, too late. But that is a nice touchdown to get to help the stats. And St. Louis's crowd has something to cheer about.
Yeah, all the fantasy guys might be a little bit upset after. Thought they had it all under control in the garbage time. I mean, this is... I think they were trying for this earlier in the game, and it just wasn't working. They finally got it to connect, but it's, like you said, way too little too late. And, well, St. Louis needs to just work on their passing game, I think they run just a little bit too much through Diaz, and it makes them a little easier to defend.
Well, that's one way to do it. That's one way to get some points on the board. They still have a minute and 15 seconds to go. We could see an onside kick. Not going to tell you it's going to go well, but we could definitely see an onside kick if St. Louis trying to make something happen. Kick on the way, and it is through for the extra point. So we'll see what they do. We got one more break to take. We'll take it right now. This is the SFL on Twitch.
Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
Well, would you look at that? That is a recovered onside kick for the St. Louis Gladiators, I do believe. Is that? Nope, never mind. No, never mind. Houston did get it. It looked like, the way the lines were set, it looked like St. Louis did get that, so that was interesting. But Houston does indeed get the ball, and that should wash things out from the rest of this game. Handoff to Murray one more time. He may actually have some green in front of him. Down to the 16. To the 17 is where they're going to mark him. St. Louis calls a timeout for posterity's sake, and that should essentially, that'll leave them with one timeout left.
Yeah, they've been running this play all day. This is a terrible camera angle, by the way. Nick Daggs comes over to make another tackle. He's done a lot of good things there. It's back end of their defense backs. Daggs been around. He's got to be close to the leading tackler. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he's made a lot of tackles tonight.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Yep. Victory formation now.
With this win here, depending on what happens tomorrow in the game that we call between San Antonio and Vancouver, it could have a tie second place between Houston and San Antonio. That
could be big. San Antonio coming in now with a big win against the Alaska Storm, knocking them off the ranks of the undefeated. San Antonio sitting at 4-2. That is a good football team, and one that has had a very, very good turnaround from last season.
Yeah, and Alaska is going to be playing San Francisco, and they're revitalized, and they showed what they could do on defense last week, so that could be interesting as well, that pass offense against that pass defense.
Yeah, that should be good, and that'll be still a minute left in this one. We'll likely see two more plays before this one can be called. On the other side, the Gladiators in that Central Division, they are kind of caught in a windstorm here. Going to be down to 3-4 after starting out 2-0 on the season.
And you got a lot of teams in that division as well that are tied at 3-3. You got Indianapolis, I believe. Oh, Queen City's in the East, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah. But I mean, Indianapolis doesn't mean they're going to win. If they lose, then they're tied with them. There's still a shot at making the playoffs. Slim, but you still have a shot.
Yeah, that's very fair. It's been a lot of fun the way these games have been this evening. That's been a crapshoot, no doubt about that. The way some of these games can go, but it's been. We thought we were going to have a lot closer of a game as we entered probably the second quarter of this one. It was 14-all, and the game just had no real offensive rhythm to it. But they woke up in the second quarter.
Yeah, and St. Louis I think they just need to work on their pass. They're not built to come from behind, and if they don't get the lead, they're in trouble. And they're going to have to work with their offensive coordinator to fix that.
Fair enough. Well, that is going to conclude matters here in St. Louis. The Houston Hyenas come in to the Gladiators' home turf and beat them by 10 points off of a great day by Warren Murray and Ahmed Chima, as well as Badir Ajulani. Yes, Jimmy, before we let you go, the player of the game for you.
Boy, I don't know. That'd be a toss-up between Diaz, Ashwani, and Warren. I mean, I'd have to pick Ashwani.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I'd have to go that way as well. But there's been a well-rounded effort by the Houston Hyenas on basically all facets of the ball. So that's going to do it here from St. Louis. For Neon on Stats and Jimmy Stevens, I'm Chris Curtis saying good night and goodbye from the Gateway to the West. We will see you tomorrow night. Action starts at 4 Eastern, 3 Central on our normal Sunday of Simulation Football League games. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. For more information, head over to simulationfl.net. We'll see you tomorrow night. Jimmy Stevens and I from Vancouver. It is San Antonio and Vancouver at 6 Eastern, 5 Central on this very Twitch channel. We'll see you tomorrow night.